Test, test, test. Okay, back again in another Animoji live stream broadcast or podcast or whatever that is. So basically, I got early, intentional, weekly scheduled free time, which is not gonna be very long because there will be some a little bit interruption perhaps before the intentional weekly scheduled free time is gonna be start, and it's also gonna be a little bit longer as well perhaps, I'm not sure, but yeah, I have already tried to do a good behavior recording before this for around almost 10 minutes, so this live stream, if it will not get interrupted, it will also be probably the same perhaps, since yeah, I will basically try to do this again maybe in the intentional free time later, which yeah, because I usually try to do the good behavior recording for around half an hour, but basically if I try to do that, I will most likely get interrupted in the middle, or I'm just have too many negative thinkings about that, because for some reason, yeah, it is basically already enough to cater until the end of the things that it was supposed to be. I don't know what kind of things that I just basically said, but yesterday I have already prepared the native language podcast for 3 episodes for the next season, and also the one that I basically need to prepare for the next 2 weeks is already 3 episodes as well, even though yeah, it's basically should be not that hard because I basically able to do that outside my intentional free time, because or intentional or even unintentional free time, because yeah, it's basically can be done asynchronously while I basically try to do another thing, so that's the reason why. And basically yesterday free time is actually longer than what I expected, but I basically didn't expect that, so I didn't utilize the same exact time that I basically can do the same exact productivity thing. So just like the day before it, I basically have unintentional free time as well, but since there are a lot of work on my main job of task, so I decided to finish it as much as possible, because in order to be able to, I don't know, get the confidence when trying to do other things, including playing games obviously, but yeah, it turns out I just not sure that is it really because of the driver issue in my old gaming PC, or it is actually comes from the bug from the trainer or the mod menu, because for some reason when I try to play it yesterday on my dream gadget, I also got similar crash, which is suddenly freeze and not responding, but it seems to be not as frequent as the one that when I tried to play it on my dream gadget. So, and the one, the one that I tried to play it on my old gaming PC. So, yeah, I don't know whether I basically want to try to install the driver again, reinstall, and try to reduce the graphic setting perhaps. I'm not sure whether it is actually the real issue or not, because yeah, obviously it's related with graphical things, or I don't know, but if it is really caused by graphical things, then the graphical hardware or resources in my dream gadget is basically not enough, even though yeah, it's basically not the highest settings, but it's still much higher than the setting that I basically use for my old gaming PC. So that's pretty ridiculous how the graphical differences when I try to see it, compare it. I don't know if I try to I don't know if the recording will be pretty much different or not, but I think it should be quite. There should be there some differences because yeah, I used to see several footage or screenshot from other people's that basically worse than I thought, and there are also at the same time other people's that basically have a better graphical qualities without any kind of mods, obviously, including when they are trying to play on the latest generation of console. It's definitely much better, even though it's technically heavier. So yeah, I don't know what else did I basically want to talk about. So it's almost 6 minutes. So yeah, my voice is still pretty much the same, like since the weekend, perhaps. I'm not sure. So yeah, even though the sneeze, perhaps I don't know what's the correct words to define that kind of thing, but it's not really a runny nose again, like when I try to experience that on the beginning of my weekend, which it's also trigger my wisdom teeth as well, which I just don't understand. Even though right now it is actually more stuck and it's actually more, I don't know, maybe a little bit more solid perhaps than the one that usually experience at the first early time of the flu, which is really liquid perhaps. I'm not sure. It's a little bit gross obviously to imagine about that, but yeah, that's basically the things that people brave enough to make it like a common thing, even though I used to, I don't know whether it is actually still the same or not, but I think some of the Western people are actually still pretty scary when seeing people have a flu but still going outside. Maybe, I don't know, they are pretty much hate about using a mask as well, because yeah, they also think that it basically violates the human rights of breathing, and I don't know whether it is actually better for them to get infected by the virus easily, or it is actually better for all of them to basically cure